You guys remember Dagon? The HP Lovecraft stuff? Well, I bought the DLC. I bought all 3 of the DLCs. Let's go! Let's start with the little glass bottle. So this is a visual novel. I probably won't be talking more than this, or if I have a little comment here or there. So this is just to throw on and relax. We're having a lazy day, so let's chill. Little Glass Bottle is a short 5 to 10 minute adaptation of a story by Howard Phillips Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft, written when he was about 7 years old. Original words and spelling have been kept. Profits from all DLCs are donated to humanitarian aid organizations. Click for more information. Thank you for your support. Let's go.
Eve 2, there's something floating to the leeward.
What's leeward? Where's that?
The speaker was a short, stockily built man whose name was William Jones. He was the captain of a small catboat in which he and a party of men were sailing at the time the story opens.
During the game, you'll encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey. Others reveal interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background, and the author. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus your eyes and look for the Elder Sign. Okay. The birth of the writer. Howard Phillips Lovecraft was born on August 20th, 1890, at 9 a.m. in Providence, Rhode Island. The exact date when The Little Glass Bottle was written is unknown. Young Howard probably penned it in 1896 or 1897. It was first published more than 20 years after his death, as part of the anthology The Shuttered Room and Other Pieces, 1959. Lovecraft himself regarded The Little Glass Bottle as a youthful attempt at a humorous story. H.P. Lovecraft to Reinhard Kleiner, 16th November 1916. Scans of the handwritten original can be viewed in the digital repository of the Brown University, Providence.
Aye, aye, sir, answered John Towers, and the boat was brought to a standstill. Captain Jones reached out his hand for the object, which he now discerned
To be a glass bottle. Sorry.
nothing but a rum flask that the men on the passing boat threw over, he said. But from an impulse of curiosity, he reached out for it. It was a rum flask, and he was about to throw it away when he noticed a piece of paper in it. He pulled it out, and on it read the following. January 1st, 1864. I am John Jones, who writes this letter. My ship is fast sinking with the treasure on board. I am where it is marked on the enclosed chart. Captain Jones turned the sheet over, and the other side was a chart. On the edge were written these words. Dotted lines represent course we took. Towers, said Captain Jones excitedly. Read this. Towers did as he was directed. Just as you say, replied Towers. We'll charter a schooner this very day, said the excited captain. All right, said Towers. So they hired a boat and started off governed by the dotted lines of the chart.
This is really adorable. It's point and click. Fascination with science. H.P. Lovecraft learned to read at the age of 4. He quickly became interested in exact sciences, especially chemistry. As a 9-year-old, he even started publishing his own amateur magazine, The Scientific Gazette, and sometime later the series, The Chemistry. Around 1900, the future master of horror developed an interest in Antarctica and began writing treatises on expeditions to the continent. This undoubtedly influenced one of his most famous works, At the Mountains of Madness, written 30 years later. As a 12-year-old, Lovecraft discovered astronomy, which he later considered his most moving experience, realizing the immensity of the cosmos had a huge impact on his worldview and work, laying the foundations for the cosmic horror genre. The majesty of the concept of an expanding universe still makes me shudder in a unique manner. A Confession of Unfaith, 1922.
In 4 weeks, they reached the place where directed. And the divers went down.
Did we find the hidden treasure? Guys, I think we found some treasure. Ooh. Oh, Grandpa. Whipple Van Buren Phillips, Lovecraft's grandfather, was a very important figure in his life. As the writer said himself, "My beloved grandfather became the center of my universe." Selected letters. Van Buren Phillips introduced his grandson to the various works of art he brought from his travels, exchanged letters with him, and helped him develop his passions. He largely replaced Lovecraft's dead father. Wow, that was kind of harsh. Interestingly, he also cured him of his fear of the dark by encouraging him to walk through a series of dark rooms. Young Howard's grandfather was probably the only family member to tell Lovecraft improvised mystery tales, which undoubtedly influenced his later work. I think we found the treasure, boys.
And came up with an iron bottle. They found in it the following lines scribbled on a piece of brown paper. December 3rd, 1880. Dear Searcher, excuse me for the practical joke I have played on you, but it serves you right to find nothing for your foolish act. Well, it does, said Captain Jones.
Go on.
However, I will defray your expenses to and from the place you found your bottle. I think it will be $250, so that amount you will find in an iron box. I know where you found the bottle because I put this bottle here. And the iron box. And then found a good place to put the second bottle. Hoping the enclosed money will defray your expenses, some eye clothes. Anonymous.
Amazing. Oddities. There are a few puzzling elements in the little glass bottle. For example, the number 250, which it's written 25.0.00, which is not a typo as this amount appears in the text 3 times. It is not entirely clear why Lovecraft decided to write out the number this way and what he meant by it. While publishers and translators interpret it in various ways, in our opinion he most likely meant $250. The map used in the game replicates the original version drawn by Lovecraft for the story. Did you notice that landmarked on it is signed as Australia? A simple typo, or maybe young Howard was already creating his own lands in unknown islands in his imagination. It is also puzzling that he dates in his letters in both bottles. They're almost 17 years apart.
I'd like to kick his head off, said Captain Jones. Here, diver, go and get the $250.
Back down we go. It's gonna be another prank.
In a minute, the diver came up bearing an iron box. Inside it was found $250. It defrayed their expenses, but I hardly think that they will ever go to a mysterious place as directed by a mysterious bottle.
Amazing. That was adorable. All right, cool. We hope you enjoyed this little trip into the world of Lovecraft's childhood. We would appreciate it if you took a moment to leave feedback and check out our other games and DLCs. From Bit Golem, we still have Dagon, which we already been through that, Nocturnes, and Cthulhu's Bedtime Stories, which I'm still waiting to be released because we're going through all of these. I enjoy them. But let me know how you enjoyed that short story. Let me know if you fell asleep to it by the time you wake up. Wonderful day, night, wherever you are. And I hope your journey takes you to warm sands, my friend. I'll catch you elsewhere.